That was a bit awkward, but hey,
Bit
we're in
awesome.
the game. Hey, all right, yay, the map is ESV Sanshorn Mists, and on the left side of it, in the red from the team, it's GoSu. Can he possibly give them a lead in this series? Defeating Complexity would be a bit of an upset, knocking them out of the tournament. It's going to be crazy. HwangSin for it's GoSu, and on the right side of the map, excellent Terran player, formerly of the Team Slayers, a Code S Terran, and even if he's not in Code S right now, he's certainly Code S caliber. It is GanZi.
That's right. So this has certainly not been an easy road for Complexity, one way or another.
No.
Even if they end up turning things around right now and coming back, the you got to think they lost to FXOCIS in the first round, fielding all 4 of their major Korean players. Things are all tied up 3-3 going into game number 7 now, and they're already throwing in their second Korean player right now. So I mean, this has not certainly been a walk in the park, and teams have certainly put up a huge fight against them.
Well, I don't know. I'm just proud of this guy right here, man. I'm proud of HwangSin. He's played so well today. He took out Nada, took out QXC, took out Rise as well. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, I'm proud of HwangSin.
All right. Well,
I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
Through.
Unless he does something really dumb this game, then I'll be like, HwangSin, come on. But at this point, I'm proud of him.
Well, he's still won 3 games in a row against world-class players. So I mean, that's
right.
That's
I know we
good
said
feat.
that it was going to be tough against Nada.
Yeah.
I think it may be even tougher against GanZi. GanZi is like one of the best TVPers out there at being very aggressive. I don't think he's terribly strong in the late game in TVP.
He's annoying
TVP,
is
honestly,
what it kind of reminds me of.
He's not afraid to get a little bit all-inish, get a little bit cheesy. As I say it, he puts the command center down, which is something.
To the island.
The thing is, though, is GanZi is actually, he should be getting known for this at this point.
Yeah.
This is like the 3rd time I've seen him do this in TVP on this map, actually. So HwangSin actually may just scout for this, honestly, because GanZi does this. This is literally the 3rd TVP in a row that I've seen GanZi do this on this map.
All right. Well, we'll see if he's able to pull it off. Of
Yeah.
course, the command center is being constructed. Now, the thing is that this is clever out of GanZi, though. What he's doing is he's convincing HwangSin that there's actually a second barracks somewhere on the map, because he's hiding one of his back inside of his main at a spot where you would drop it down onto the low ground and cut the walk distance off. This is actually a brilliant place for GanZi to put this.
Here's a big question, though. When HwangSin sees this, will he think that? Or will he actually think that there's another command center out there? And normally I would agree with you. Normally I would be like, yeah, he's probably going to think that there's another barracks out there somewhere, and he doesn't even scout the whole base. Oh, HwangSin, come on. And but the thing is GanZi is known for doing this on this map, right?
Right.
So HwangSin, he might be checking for this command center, because if I was HwangSin and I had been paying attention to GanZi's TVP, I'd be like, oh, late barracks, kind of hidden a little bit weird.
I can't
Probably
believe
going to be that.
Being so greedy to morph in the orbital command right here, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid that this is going to get spotted by that stalker. I think he needs to cancel and lift that out of here, but it looks like he's going to let it finish. What he wanted was the additional mule before he lifted off, but oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this.
It's the angle of the SCV. The way the SCV came in there, and he might still not even see it, but the way the SCV came in there, and there it is.
GanZi, if you had lifted that off before, you would have been fine.
Yep. And HwangSin, man, I mean, it just shows you how much these pro gamers pay attention to every little thing. The angle of the SCV, I'm convinced that's what told him that that's where the command center was, because it came in a little bit late, a little bit weird.
Regardless.
And GanZi going for that 3rd command center. This is like very typical GanZi TVP.
I know, but if you had just
will it work?
If you had finished the command center, lifted it over here, and then morphed in the orbital command, yes, he wouldn't have had that additional mule, but I got to tell you, it wouldn't have been revealed.
You notice one thing too. HwangSin actually went for a Nexus first, despite seeing that no barracks, despite knowing the possibility of cheese on this map. And remember, it was only a couple days ago we actually saw Infinity 7's Axlav die going Nexus first to a proxy 2 barracks.
That's right.
And I actually talked to Axlav about that that night. I was like, so do you feel like it's too dangerous to go Nexus first on that map because of that? And he's like, no, not at all. I just screwed up my probe micro. That's so. And if you look at it, if you go back and watch that game and watch a lot of those situations, the Protoss player does have a chance to defend it with just probes.
Right.
But if you mess up that micro, which is easy to do because it's such a tough situation to be in, then you're going to be in trouble like Axlav was. But you can see that Protoss players are still confident going for that Nexus first against cheese.
I'm going to close my eyes. I'll bet you the first unit that pops out of here, maybe an Observer, but I'm going to say it's a Warp Prism.
I would certainly hope it would be.
Yep.
Well, actually, an observer would be okay, too. I mean, they build so fast right now. It'd be perfectly fine to go for that. Or maybe it'll just be nothing.
That's true.
Maybe this robotics facility just won't be used.
Robotics
he's getting
Bay.
the Bay right away. Yeah, okay. So going for very quick Colossus. I like this decision.
Yeah, this may
if
be
he goes
like
for 2-base Colossus, GanZi's not going to have much of an army to defend it.
And there's the Warp Prism.
There's Warp Prism, yeah. Very, very well. You know, I was about to say very, very smart by HwangSin, but you know what? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to be like, you know, I can just get a Warp Prism, and then your whole second base is kind of a waste there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, GanZi may have floated it over and not seen the Stalker pop up on his vision, so he didn't know that this was revealed. I just wish he would have put it up before the orbital command. But regardless of the fact, GanZi now producing a good number of Marines. He does have Stim Pack coming up. He's switching over to his Medevac production very soon, and he's got +1 on the way. So he certainly has a strong army, but an army that's going to be torn up by Colossi if he doesn't prepare accordingly.
Right. Let's take a moment to think about what GanZi's mindset is right now. He knows that he was discovered. He knows this Warp Prism is probably coming, and we see him getting a lot of Marines, right? What?
I don't know if he knows he was discovered because he went with gas production here as well.
Yeah, he should know. I mean, he should know it was spotted. He lost his SUV. He saw the direction the Stalker was going. I mean, he should know. He knows now, I mean, if anything. But his mindset, too, is that he wants to get enough units to stay defensive. Obviously, having to run that command center away is going to lose all the SCVs, of course.
Right.
But we saw him wait a little bit for those add-ons rather than go ahead and just add them on right away, because he knows he needs to play a little bit more defensive. He knows that he's vulnerable going for a lot of Marines early on, but he just needs something. He needs some units to defend. But turns out HwangSin's going to be playing a little bit more passively, so GanZi is going to get the time to get those add-ons down.
That's right, and one Zealot left over. I don't know if this is a vacation or if this is the worst job in the world.
Well, he is low health, so he's like, don't leave me.
But he's a mentor.
HwangSin's like, the weak are left behind.
He's a mentor, though. He's got to teach other future generations of
now he's
Zealots
just
how to
like
kill
that
SCVs.
wise hermit that lives on the top of the mountain. He's like very inaccessible, but he's so wise.
That's
just
right.
Knowing he's there makes you feel like in awe.
Other Zealots from Ire will make a pilgrimage to see him eventually.
Right. They'd be like, when you see the Protoss refinery, you'll know you've gotten to the island.
Well, HwangSin going to make his way up now, but there is a bunker in place, and GanZi's got a pretty good army out on the map. It looks like he's going to try and tuck back in here momentarily. But, of course, HwangSin is going for the very dirty version of this heavy robo plus gateway attack, and, of course, that's going to head with a third Colossus popping out here right now. It's actually going to start reinforcing its way to the front. There it is.
Yep, that's right. Third Colossus is on the way, too, and GanZi just does not have a lot to defend this. This is insane. It looks like GanZi may actually be knocked out right away as well. HwangSin may actually go 4-0. Are we going to see a HwangSin all-kill potentially?
Well, let's find out as GanZi's making his way down with some forces. Yeah, but what is actually here to defend? Well, honestly, not a lot.
Oh, man, this is a tough situation for GanZi.
Yeah, it is.
Just the way the buildings are laid out, too, he's going to have a hard time getting a decent concave with this. Oh, man, everything getting roasted. GanZi is pushing in at the natural right now, and he is doing some damage, but will it be enough?
I don't know, man. He's got to start picking off these Zealots before they're able to warp in. Does a pretty fair job of that, I have to admit. Surprised that HwangSin started warping things in that close to the army. Looks like with the Colossus, he'll still be fine, but still kind of an interesting decision out of him.
Yeah, well, GanZi's entire base getting wrecked right now. HwangSin with a decent supply lead. GanZi, I mean, HwangSin should not have warped in those units right there. Oh, he's going to pay for it with a Colossus, too. But he did kill all the bio. Only one Marine left, really.
That's right.
So that pushes over, and GanZi just in a terrible spot right now.
He really is.
Wow.
It looks like HwangSin is just going to try and press this home. Does GanZi have enough forces up now? He's got a couple of Vikings flying overhead, but those could get picked off very, very quickly. It's a lot of anti-air sitting on the field for HwangSin.
You know what I'm thinking right now?
What are you thinking?
I think GanZi needs a new TVP strategy on Sanshorn Mists.
Huh. Well, looks like this one is not going to end up being all that successful. The last couple of Vikings go down. GanZi GG's. HwangSin has just taken his 4th game in a row.
Oh, man, and it's GoSu one win away from knocking Complexity out of Team Arena Challenge number 3. What